Okay, here's part two. I first want to say, and I just realized this. I apologize to anybody if I repeat myself because I'm going. This is the first video where I have notes that are right here. So basically, and I'm skipping around. One thing leads to another. So if I'm repeating myself, I do apologize to anybody that is watching this video for that. But I'm trying my best to stay intact with everything. So let me take my pencil and cross off things I know I just talked about. Okay, I kind of talked about. All right, let me do that. All right, so. One thing I forgot to mention about Fanboys is that it was very, very evident after Victory Road last year, and still at this point, who the TNA fanboys were. Those people are way different from people like myself and even TNA fans and even yourself, Spinnernet. Those people are different from the fact that they just defend it to the end of the earth when we criticize it, no matter what it is. You know, those people are completely different, and there are just trolls on here that will troll and support TNA no matter what. A lot of those people for WWE aren't on my videos for whatever reason, so I don't know whether they exist. I can't say, but just a lot of those people just, you know, that's how they are. So they're going to be like that no matter what. So just the best thing to do with them is ignore them. That's my advice on that. I know you probably don't like my advice, but there it is anyway. Okay. I'm just crossing out things that I've already did. I know I talked about a little bit about the smartest wrestling fans in the world comment. Where did that come from? Where in the hell did that come from? I'm still puzzled on it. That was the one thing in the video that I'm like, I just kept reminding myself, like, where did that comment come from? I have never heard that before. And I'm probably one of the people that talks about independent wrestling the most. I've never said anything like that. I said if they don't give it a chance, that yeah, they're not getting the most for the wrestling experience, but where in the hell is that coming from, dude? I mean, I'm trying to stay calm as much as I can here, but I'm sorry if it's not. There's nothing against you personally, Spinnernet, but, you know, because hopefully you understand. Probably won't, but whatever. And the whole thing about wrestling is looked down upon. Yes, it is. I agree with that. It is looked down upon in society. But for wrestling fans ourselves, when it's wrestling fans arguing with wrestling fans themselves, that really doesn't apply for the reason being that, you know, smartest wrestling fans in the world, you know, we don't claim to be better than anybody else. You know, I've never claimed that I know more than Big Rat, never claimed that I know more than anybody. You know, I claim that I'm smart, yes, because, I mean, I got into college and I've had honor roll throughout high school. I mean, that's the only reason I've claimed I'm smart. But I don't prove that I'm smarter than anybody. I mean, I've only watched wrestling for, you know, it's going to be 8.5 years. It's 8.5 years next week, actually, that I've watched wrestling. And, you know, so I use my knowledge, the best that I've learned through those 8.5 years to my success on here. So I've never proved that I consider that myself smarter than anybody else. I mean, I know that comment was probably directed towards other people, but I really, really didn't think that comment was necessary, honestly. That was the one thing that I really, really, really didn't like. Okay. The number of people that watch independent wrestling is way less that watch WWE and TNA. There's something you probably agree with. But why do independent wrestling fans still have a lot of, what do you call it? You know, just, okay, Ring of Honor, for example. Here's a better example. Ring of Honor has such a cult following that it probably gets a little bit annoying to people that don't follow Ring of Honor. And I get that, and I'm okay with that. Because Ring of Honor just maybe put on the best show in company history last week in Death Before, was it 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago in Death Before Dishonor put on by far their best pay-per-view, and they've put on some amazing pay-per-views, not saying a lot. Maybe the best match in company history, you know? I still have to look and see where it ranks, but I gave that show a 10, and I gave the main event, Davey Richards versus Tyler Black, 5 stars. Now, and that brings up another reason. If WWE and TNA fans are truly, truly fans of WWE and TNA, and you want to watch some of their stuff, I guarantee you, especially from TNA, you want to see some of their independent wrestling matches, you can see a lot of great stuff. You know, if you think the Young Bucks, Generation Me are under-delivering in TNA, wait until you see some of their stuff that they did on the Indies. Like, they are absolutely amazing. I mean, if you see some of the matches from PWG and Ring of Honor, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, that's how I first heard of Ring of Honor back in 2006. I'll get to that a little bit later, but because that's probably gonna be in part 3. But you know, it's because I'll tell that story in part 3. Yeah, that's what I'll do. But you know, you said something about it's not appealing to strictly mainstream fans. Independent wrestling is not. appealing. I agree with that. But if you're strictly a mainstream fan, why are you even gonna check out independent wrestling in the first place? Because you're just gonna be pessimistic towards it. And a lot of people have done that. A lot of people have done that for the reason being, they're gonna say how bad WWE and TNA are, but then you're like, yeah, Ring of Honor is nothing. Okay, fine, but you're just gonna watch the stuff you complained about, and that's not gonna make any good out of it. And I did the exact same thing from 2000 to 2006, 2001 to 2006 when I just watched WWE or WWF and then TNA in 2004. All I watched, I heard about Ring of Honor in 2006 when I typed CM Punk in Wikipedia because I wanted to find out more about him because I was such a huge fan of his from just his first match on ECW with Just Incredible. And I found out that he was a world champion for this promotion called Ring of Honor, but I didn't want to watch it because there's not WWE TNA. Then I made, actually this is the story I was going to tell, but then in 2007, they were going to say that they were going to come on pay-per-view. I'm like, okay, I'll order some DVDs. The 2 DVDs I ordered, it was like $30 too. I ordered, what's the name of that DVD? Joe vs. Punk 2, which is a show in 2004, and for obvious reasons that if you're a Ring of Honor fan, you know. And one of the most recent DVDs at the time, Supercard of Honor 2. If you've seen either of those DVDs, you know why that is, you know why it hooked me on Ring of Honor immediately. You immediately know. I mean, it's amazing to me. To this day that I didn't check it out before. I mean, honestly, I really, really like. Yep, part 3 is coming up. I'll see you guys then.